So, good evening, everybody. Thank you for starting a little, well, sorry for being a little late. I got stuck, some of us got stuck in that accident traffic. I hope everybody's okay. Looked pretty scary and mangled. There's three cars, so I hope everybody's all right. We'll get started and at 7:08 and we will do roll call.
President Valerie Reinthaler,
I am here.
Vice President Andrea Datillo,
Here.
Councilmember Shirley Blair Fuller, Councilmember Deb Cassini Klein, Councilmember Greg Podanovich,
Happy to be here.
and Councilmember Suzanne Mitchell. Councilmember Matt Castiglia is absent, and Mayor Paul Gamrat is absent.
Right. Stand if you can for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States and to the republic which is one nation under God. Great, and we'll start with our public comment. Thank you, everybody, for being here in person. If you would like to speak, we'll start with the room first. You can come up to the podium. Please state your name, your address, and you have 3 minutes to speak.
My name is Barry Kisloff. I live at 176 Thornbury Drive. This is part of an ongoing discussion that I've had with council, but there are so many new faces on council. I'm a member of the Ad Hoc Deer Committee. Now, we originally came up with the notion that we need to cull the herd in order to preserve property rights and the beauty of the borough. Council came back and said, well, it costs too much. The fact of the matter is we have contacted the Pennsylvania state authorities, and there is a master hunter program where they will either take no cash or actually pay the borough for the privilege of hunting on its property and then subsequently selling the meat as venison. The problem has been that the ad hoc committee has no authority, has no authority. We need the borough council to give us, to send a note to the land trust, to the Westinghouse owner, to Bullock's Bend Park belongs to the borough, and possibly to St. John Fisher Church or St. Joseph the Worker Church, which is now up for sale. We've been going round and round with this, and each time we contact the person, the only places that are clearly marked as cullable are, again, the land trust, the Westinghouse property, Bullock's Bend Park. For the most part, this is a community of small 1/2 to 3/4 to 1 acre properties. And I think most of us would be reticent to find an archer in someone else's backyard. What we need is a consensus on the part of the council that they will intervene and access. The letters cannot come from us. The land trust has to have a letter from council saying, we are in favor of culling. These people can represent, and then we'll take the responsibility of dealing with the master hunters. Now, again, I'm not here to advocate for anything, but we need to know one way or another, because the people on the committee, Kathy Bordner is here with me tonight. We feel like we've been spinning on wheels. So if the council says we are adamantly opposed to any form of culling, we will take our show and we will go home and we will not reappear. But I've been showing up to no obvious effect since the fall of 2024. So council has to put itself together, decide how it feels about this, and then act to intervene. And this is important for number one, because the land trust and the Westinghouse owners won't speak to us, and that's proper. And two, the possible litigation that can come from this would be held off by having the authority of council one way or another. So what I would like to see happen at this meeting or the immediate subsequent meetings is for the council to decide what it wants to do about the overpopulation of deer. Either way, we'll have some direction, but we've been sort of fumbling around in the dark and getting nowhere for at least 2 years. So thank you very much for listening.
Thank you. One other thing I'll say, and I know that Vice President Andrea has some words. I know there's been conversations with the ALT, and that does span multiple boroughs, so that's a little bit of a challenge. I am aware of that. And
exactly. So the answer is that we've talked. We would love to meet with ALT, and so on the Churchill part of that property, we would gladly say yes, right? Unfortunately, it's a multi-borough constituency, so we have to get. It's really hard to get a deer to stay on one side of a fence. You know what I mean? Like, you can't tell them, like, come here, buddy. No, that's not going to happen. So So that's not gonna happen. So we are in ongoing talks, and Kathy, as I mentioned to you, I'd love to sit down with anyone in the ALT that can come. Council is willing to do this because I agree with you. I love animals more than I actually like people. No, that's on record. But but so, however, there is a problem, and it's actually unhealthy herd now, and I don't want wasting to happen or anything like that. So I believe that is our best property to do so. To put it on Bullock's Pen, which is a tiny little corner, doesn't make sense. If we can get ALT to give us that entire place, would make more sense.
Mhm.
So. Penn Hills, I worked with a couple people today with Penn Hills, and they would gladly, it has to be ALT decision though.
Yeah.
Also to,
Well, I don't want it to turn into a whole conversation. I'm
no,
sorry.
no, no,
Like,
also
yeah.
to interject, I spoke with Kathy. She is seeking a meeting with Land Trust.
Great.
Thank you.
So, yeah,
Great.
so
That's
yeah,
awesome.
there will be a meeting coming with Land Trust in the future, so yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you. Sorry, I just didn't want it to become like a whole.
Yeah,
back
oh,
and
yeah,
forth.
yeah, no, I just wanted to say that there was a meeting
Yeah.
on the, coming up on the books, that's all, yeah.
Great. Thank you.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
My name is Ross Janikis. I live on 137 Thornberry. And what I wanted to ask you guys about is we have a speeding problem on Thornberry. And someone's going to get hit. I've seen a lot of, now that I'm retired, I see it. And you know, we really need to do something about, maybe have a police officer at the bottom of Garrick from either in the morning or from like, not this whole time, but like generally they're speeding around 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. because they're going home from
The
work.
rush hour time, yeah.
Yes. And you know, I've seen a lot of close calls. I've been involved in a couple of them. And you know, if you guys could do something about it, appreciate it.
Thank you.
That's all.
Thank you.
Any other comments in the room?
Hello, I'm Julie Carroll. I live at 67 Loxley Drive. And I hope the changes suggested by Kathy Bordner, Ken Balke, and the tree committee representative during public comment on the mixed-use zoning public hearing are considered before ordinance 781 is approved. As those residents pointed out in numerous places in the proposed ordinance, the language is weak and not specific enough. There should be more specific criteria and standards. Also, if problems occur, little was said about possible recourse by the borough.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else in the room? All right, let's move on to online. We have 10 people online right now. If you would like to speak, please raise your virtual hand. We will promote you to panelists. You would have 3 minutes to speak. Going once. Going twice. Sold. We'll close public comment. I have to keep things fun, I guess. All right, we'll move on to our ordinary items to accept by motion.
Madam President, motion to approve the meeting minutes from Monday, April 2026, the Borough Council Workshop Meeting, and the Monday, April 13th, 2026, regular council.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it carries. And I know we were supposed to do the mayor's report. Is anybody gonna read that since the mayor's not here?
Would you like me to? I can read it.
Yeah, that would be great, please.
Okay. The monthly report for April 2026, the chief has reported to the mayor that there were no significant incidents for the month of April 2026. Officers handled a total of 942 events this month, consisting of calls for service and proactive patrol engagements and details, affecting 1 arrest made, the total for the year at 7. The department's 5 police vehicles logged a total of 5,930 miles. The combined year-to-date total is 23,912 miles. The fines for April 2026 were not available for this report. The total for the year stands at $3,153.08. The ticket summary for the month of April 2026 was 60, 0 non-traffic, 2 parking, and 58 traffic tickets. Our officers routinely receive complaints pertaining to dogs and the dog owners. Of the complaints, the two most common are habitually barking dogs and dogs running at large off the leash. Dog owners should be mindful of their neighbors and take necessary steps to ensure their dog does not become a nuisance by barking excessively for long periods of time. The ordinance dictates that when walking your dog, it must be leashed at all times, no exceptions. This includes walking in the Churchill Greenway. When let outside of the home for any long periods of time, the dog must be tethered if your property is not fenced. If utilizing an invisible fence, owners should ensure that their dog cannot defeat the perimeter and exit the property at will. These measures are all intended to safeguard both residents and their pets.
Thank you, Ashley.
Motion to accept the mayor's report for April 2026.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it carries. Moving on to our treasurer's report.
Madam President, motion to accept the treasury report for April 30th, 2026, and directing the finance officer to pay the bills to the borough of Churchill accrued since April 14th, 2026. As normal, I will read the order of bills. Alpha Sand are $186,526.41. Gateway is $30,201.50, and Big Audit for $21,466.32.
Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And it carries. Moving on to our action items.
Madam President, motion to adopt resolution 4686 recognizing National Public Works Week, May 17th to the 23rd, 2026.
Second.
Any discussion? Just make sure if you see Ralph out there, you give him a hug.
Right.
Jeremy, Brandon, Joe Donuts, anyone, as long as they have a Churchill shirt on, make sure you give him a big hug and tell him that Greg told you to, because I know Ralph's gonna give me a long gun for that one, so. Especially Ralph, give him the biggest hug.
They work very
They
very,
do,
very hard.
these guys work hard, so.
All right, any discussion? Other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And it carries. Moving on to 7.
Madam President, motion to adopt resolution 4687 recognizing National Police Week, May 11th through the 17th, 2026.
My usual second is not here.
Second.
I was waiting for Matt.
Matt is not here.
I can't second my own motion.
Matt is not here. Any discussion?
Just make sure, I mean, you see right outside this meeting tonight, they're working hard. You know, they're always out there. Yeah. You know,
Especially our chief.
yeah, especially, oh, well, you might not be able to get your arms around him to give him the hug, but just do the best you can. But no, these guys are great. You know, I've lived in many different communities and I could say that 11 a.m., 11 p.m., they're driving through my neighborhood almost like clockwork. So, you know, they're out there, they're looking out for the residents.
Yep.
They're doing a good job.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it carries. Moving on to 8.
Motion to adopt resolution 4688, adopting the 2026 outreach account hazard mitigation.
Second.
Any discussion?
As we discussed earlier, we're just keeping up with the Joneses, basically. We're going with Allegheny County suggestions, so that's all it says. It's just bring it back up. That's all.
Yep.
So,
And,
thank you.
And I'll just add that this is required for us to receive funding from PEMA or FEMA in case of an emergency.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it carries. Moving on to number 9.
Madam President, motion to adopt resolution 4689 to apply for a DCED multimodal transportation fund grant.
Second.
Any discussion?
Yeah, just to elaborate on that, that is the grant that we're trying to apply for to synchronize instead of the blinking light there at McCready and Beulah to turn that into a stoplight and then have it sync with the stoplight at William Penn and Beulah as well. So to make it a more accessible, kind of
Safer?
Yeah.
safer and kind of try to cut down on traffic. So yeah. That's what that grant would be for. So
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it carries. Moving on to number 10.
Second,
Any discussion? We talked a little bit about this at our last meeting. We were going back and forth and there's just some things that we wanted to ensure that to go over for the property maintenance code. This is a lot of the work that Scott, who I believe is online, does. So any other discussion?
I appreciate your hard work. Thank you.
All in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Yeah, we take questions at the beginning. If we're gonna be around here after the meeting, so if you have any questions, we'd be more than happy to talk to you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it carries. Moving on to 12. 11, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
You're all good.
Madam President, motion to adopt ordinance 783, adopting the 2021 International Fire Code as the official fire code of the Borough of Churchill.
Second.
Any discussion?
Again, Matt had discussed this earlier.
Yep.
We're just trying to keep up with everything that's going on, which is very important, and I appreciate the hard work that everyone does in the back end to make sure we are complying with the newest, best things we can do to help our community.
Best practice. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it carries. Moving on to 12.
Madam President, motion to approve the land development application for the Black Ridge Playground improvements to be located at 1200 Beulah Road, Pittsburgh, PA 152.
Second.
Any discussion?
So again, this is our long-awaited park that we've been talking about for years. It's finally coming to fruition through state money from Senator Costa and Representative DeLuzio. Here we are. We're finally ready. It's time to bring Churchill a park.
Yes. Any other discussion?
For free.
Any other discussion?
Yes, the park is completely ADA compliant. So yes, thank you, Shirley, for bringing that up too. That's a great point.
I'm very excited. As a mother of small children, I'm very, very excited to have a park nearby.
And then we have
Denny has.
Denny.
Just gonna bring up as well that they did provide their
Yep.
So here we go, baby. We're 100% park.
All right. Great work. Yes. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it carries. Congratulations all for all your hard work on this. Seriously. All right, moving on to 13.
Madam President, motion to advise.
Advertise.
Motion to advertise bids for the playground development at 1200 Beulah Road, Pittsburgh, PA 15235.
Second.
Any discussion?
Sure, I'll just provide that, as we know, the overall schedule associated with the grant funding is to expend that grant funding this year, so we're looking to have it constructed this year. So working with Pashig, the anticipated schedule is to have it out to bid at the end of May, so there's still some other items that need to come into play before then. We just wanted to get the okay to advertise. So we placed for advertisement at the end of May, and then would expect to be on council agenda for the July meeting to approve and award then, as long as everything goes according to plan.
Thank you for your hard work.
Thank you, Denny.
Yeah. Any other discussion? I don't know if Ashley showed something.
Oh, no, we're still.
Okay. It was just showing on your screen, so I wasn't sure if you were trying to show something. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it carries. Moving on to 14.
Motion to adopt ordinance 784 that would amend chapter 304 zoning, the code of the Borough of Churchill, to modify regulations related to mixed use development and related zoning provisions.
Second,
Second, yeah.
Any discussion? No discussion?
not really.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it carries. Moving on to 15.
Motion to schedule a public hearing on June 8th, 2026 at 6:30 PM to consider a conditional use application for operation of a short-term rental at 421 Woodland Hills Drive.
Second.
Any discussion? When we have a short-term rental that comes into our borough, we do run it through conditional use application. So the short-term rental owner does come in front of, it goes through the planning commission, it comes to us as an applicant that they are interested in becoming a short-term rental. Then the council does vote whether we deem that person eligible and they have done all of the documentation and have been approved for permitting as well. So that's just what the process is. We'd like to make sure that council as well as our residents are very aware and we're transparent as to what short-term rentals are in our borough.
That was also on planning commission meeting
Yes.
last Wednesday.
Yep.
And they did
Thank you. Any other discussion on that? The public hearing will be June. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, this is important because we don't want, as we live in church, we never want to just have somebody like, oh, I just bought this thing and just run it out. No, we want to see there's a best interest, make sure it's safe and accurate.
Yep. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it carries, and we'll move on to our discussion items, and we'll start as usual with our engineer.
Thank you, Madam President. Just one thing to add. So we did get the paving program that went out to bid. That's in the paper this past Sunday. It'll be in the paper again on Thursday. With that, the expectation would be to have the proposed award in front of council at the June meeting. So then we would hope as long as all goes well that it could get approved at that meeting and we complete the paving this year.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm assuming Ralph isn't here because he's probably out there, and so is the police chief. They usually have some gun.
For the record, the mayor's not here because he actually did suffer an accident and we
He's-
feel bad. Yeah.
He's gonna be okay.
It's fine, but,
okay.
like, it's not, yeah, like.
He's usually here. He's not here.
it'll
So
be fine, it'll be fine.
Ralph is out there. Our chief of police is out there. Our mayor is out. That's usually our go. So I'll go to Ashley. Any?
No
Comments?
updates today, Madam President. Oh, we did have an intern that started today. Her name is
Alright.
Mary. Yeah, so you guys will be able to meet her really soon and she'll be working with us for the next 3 months.
Great. Thank you.
thank
Can't wait
you.
to see them. Maybe our new face. Hello, welcome.
Hello. Wait, I not Denny, so you're no. you're
Not
no longer
Gavin, not
Sorry.
Gavin. Anything on council's end that they would like to say?
Just want to add to, we actually saw Michelle today. She
Yeah.
was out with little baby boy, 13 days out. He's looking very healthy. She's looking very healthy.
Great.
She's enjoying her time off, but she's also very excited to come back to work. She said, wow, she said, I went to have a baby and things started moving really fast. So,
I know, that's true.
but yeah, exactly. They're both doing very well. So that's great to report. The dinner.
Oh, yeah. We got our Churchill dinner coming up on Sunday.
Okay.
Huge crowd,
How many people do we have?
90.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did it.
Wow.
Happy to see you all.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
whoever signed
90.
up, we're excited to see everybody and it's gonna be a fun time.
Wow, 90
Yeah,
people. I'm
90
so
people.
excited. I'll be there with my kids.
Yeah.
Yes.
I will be there.
I'm leaving.
Girl.
No, and thank you for putting it together,
Yeah.
rec board and.
Sure. Oh, yes.
Everybody.
Want to
you
thank
so
the
much
rec
for doing
board for that.
We appreciate it.
They,
Rec board
Work
works
hard.
really hard every year to do
yes,
that.
they do.
On a slightly sad note, so a friend of mine, Danny Jackman,
Yes.
was unfortunately the victim of a car accident last week. She lived in Churchill. I knew her for years and years, played softball with her. Wonderful light of people, like just a good person. It was a tragic accident, but like as anybody in our community and people we all love, I just want to say thank you for everything she ever did, and her light will continue on. She was a great human being. So we just want to extend our truly deepest condolences to everybody that knew her. Was a fantastic person.
That was the accident on the Duquesne
Yes.
Bridge.
The Duquesne Bridge.
In the news,
Yeah.
and there were 2 fatalities and she was one of them.
Yeah. and
Yeah,
Where's the hospital, they were help.
yeah, very sad.
Yeah, just sad, but if anything, like, it's just tragic to see somebody in our community, one of our friends, pass away that way. So, like, to all our family and friends, send our truly deepest condolences.
Thank you for noting that.
We have one more thing. So we talked briefly about the mosquito buckets coming out. They are ready to go. We'll be taking signups on either, we're gonna make a Facebook post tomorrow, or you could email me personally, gprodanovich@churchillborough.com on my email, and then
It's on the website. If you
yeah,
Can't
it's,
remember.
if you can't
I'll-
remember it, it's
I'll-
on the website. And then we have a little bit of a promotional video here. Ashley's trying to get up.
Rotate video. It was there, Ashley, rotate video.
Here, I'm just trying to get it to turn.
Yeah, there's the 3 buttons. There is a rotate video. Yeah, video settings right there. Rotate video
There we go.
and rotate it again.
Yeah, we gotta
We
rotate.
better, actually, we look better.
Yeah,
And rotate it again.
One more time.
There we go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay,
All right.
All right,
And then
back it up a little.
back it up a
bit.
bit.
Yeah, you
Back it
go.
up, Terry.
I'm gonna share.
Back it up, Terry.
I don't know what's gotten into me today. I don't know. Oh, no.
volume,
You don't have
No.
audio.
back it up.
It's a really cute video.
She'll get it.
Move the Zoom thing at the bottom.
I'm gonna disconnect the mics. I think that's what it is, because it's on the mic.
Oh,
right now.
okay.